Welcome to the Students of S.H.I.E.L.D. COWL CAST, our podcast all things Batman. With us today is we got our normal three-man panel. I'm Mike, sitting alongside
Demoan
and Mikey.
And we are talking about Batman Under the Red Hood today. It was ran from Batman numbers 635 to 641. Then we had a little bit of a break, and it comes to 645 to 650. We got one writer on this book. We got Judd Winick with a slew of artists. We got Doug Mankey, who's the main penciler on this. Paul Lee, Shane Davis, and Eric Battle also come in. And then on covers, we had the beautiful Matt Wagner and Jock later on the second half. And we ended our Hush podcast with my pick was the next thing we read was Under the Hood, because naturally it kind of is what follows it. Because they're at Hush, we have the big cliffhanger of, what's done with Jason Todd's body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so we thought, just naturally, since the way this is going to work, we're going to cycle through picks. Mm-hmm. I thought it was only natural that we get the next one out of there. Yeah. But just listen to the end. We'll have the next pick for what next time will be at the end of the show. Before that, let's dive in. This ran from what?
2004 to 2006.
Yeah, it's because there was a break.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about Batman publication at this time, the initial was like from 2004 to 05, and then it's a little bit of a break, and then it comes to 05 to March of 06?
It ends June of 05 and then comes back November to 05 to March of 06.
Okay. And that's because running tangentially alongside this in Detective Comics and the other Bat family titles was the Batman Wargames crossover. Mm-hmm. So this was the time in Gotham where Black Mask was really in control of all crime running through Gotham. And I think this really kicks off, for me, this kicks off when Officer Down happens. That's when Gordon got shot and retired as commissioner.
Right, but they didn't include that.
No, this happened that was still when Greg Rucka was on Detective Comics.
Right.
Okay. That was before Murder Fugitive happened, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's when that era kind of sets it. I think they started building Black Mask up around then.
Makes sense.
And then they painted Black Mask as just a horrible, despicable villain, because during that time, Tim Drake's father found out he was Robin and forced him to stop being Robin. And then Stephanie Brown became Robin for a hot minute, and then she died. I'm using air quotes to say that because she didn't really die, but
that's comics. Yeah,
that's comics for you. But Black Mask is the one that supposedly killed her, and I think he did something to Catwoman too. I haven't read I have the Wargames books sitting on my shelf. I haven't read them yet, but it was kind of a darker era, kind of for New Gotham. It was. I mean, it's an era pretty much known as that's when Black Mask became a really big threat in Gotham. And he kind of, I think he's really remembered for that. I think it's a fun time during that era, but and because Black Mask is a big factor in this book as well. Mm-hmm. But let's dive into the first issue of this story. We have a flash forward to what's happening. We have Batman fighting this mysterious new villain, the Red Hood on a rooftop. Demoan, you want to talk about that first issue?
Issue starts off strong. It's fighting Batman on the rooftop, and then
got some nice rain going in there.
Yeah, rain.
Was this the issue where Batman and Nightwing were chasing him?
Yeah.
Or is that a later issue?
I think it's next issue.
Later, yeah.
Okay,
it's the next issue.
This one just shows the fight mostly,
right,
between the two.
It's the fight, and then we flash to the present where Batman is
unmasked.
Well, yeah, we go to them unmasked on the street, but you don't find out who's under the mask. And then Bruce Wayne is stuff's going on. I think Ted Kord's company was just sold, and then someone else is trying to go after Wayne Enterprises.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. Did they resolve that in this book?
I don't even think so. I don't think they touched it after.
I have no idea. I honestly cannot remember.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
And who? I think did Judd Winick draw this book?
Judd Winick wrote it.
Yeah,
Doug Mankey is the main penciler.
Yeah, his art's really good.
Yeah, he did the back half of Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run. Doug Mankey's a good artist. I like Doug Mankey a lot. And then we see some Gotham crime bosses meeting, and they're thwarted by the Red Hood, who blasts up their table and throws down the heads of all of their lieutenants.
This scene,
saying, "You work for me now."
This scene reminds me of The Crow, at the dinner party scene in The Crow, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting those type of vibes from it.
And then Black Mask hires Mr. Freeze as the person that's supposed to go get Red Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I said, all the covers for the first half of the story are done by Matt Wagner. I'm a big fan of Matt Wagner. What do you guys think of the covers?
I love.
Oh, they're great. They're really good.
Matt Wagner is known for his indie series, Mage. I think it's Mage. Mage the Here to Find.
Yeah, Mage the Here to Find. Okay, yeah, I've seen it at the swap.
He's coming back to the third. It's a third. Like every 10 years or so, he revisits it. But he's also done some. He's done some Batman Superman stuff.
Okay.
Though he did Batman and the Monster Ben, Batman and the Mad Monk, which was like retellings of stories from the 40s of like some of the first adventures of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did the Trinity series.
Okay.
With Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, which is supposed to be like their first time ever teaming up.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That's a good story. It's like 3 Prestige.
Okay.
It's a 3-issue Prestige miniseries. He wrote and drew that. But no, it's always a pleasure to see Matt Wagner art here. But Mike, you want to take the second issue of this, kind of like the beginning of this second arc here, because things are kind of told Tarantino-fied, where we get flashes to the future and flashes back.
All right, so the second issue, you first see Batman interrogating, I think, a criminal on a rooftop by hanging him over a ledge, classic Batman style.
Yep.
Let's see.
This is Nightwing pops up in this. This is the
this is where Nightwing first comes in.
and he still has the brace.
Yes.
Yeah.
And well, I think we'll briefly talk about the movie at the end of this because Nightwing's also in the movie for a hot second.
Yeah. Neil Patrick Harris plays him.
Yeah.
It's actually
He
pretty
gets
cool.
like 5 lines.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
But yeah, it was during Wargames that Nightwing's leg got kind of messed up, so he still got his brace on.
Right.
But like I said, because Wargames is going on, I think Oracle's clock tower got destroyed, so that's why there's no more Oracle right now.
Yeah.
And so Nightwing's just kind of checking up on Bruce.
Yeah, to see how he is,
And Bruce is checking shipments. And because Wayne Enterprises might be getting taken over, he has limited tech now, so he has to be kind of careful how he's going to use it.
Yeah, he does have like a brief conversation like, I need how much tech I'm going to have if this deal closes over.
You can't
upgrade. Like I feel like I can't
he has
be able
to deal with
upgrade.
what he has.
Yeah, and I liked how he said that. I like how he pointed out that they over relied on Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She just made everything easier. I think she put them where they needed to be, but it's different going back to without her.
Yeah, and then they are investigating shipments from Black Mask, and they find out that Black Mask has an Amazo. And we end with the Amazo face breaking out, and the next issue is Batman and Nightwing teaming up to stop Amazo.
Isn't Amazo an Ivo creation?
Yes, he is.
Just making sure.
I believe he's an Ivo creation. But it's a weaker Amazo, so that's the explanation for how just Batman and Nightwing can take down an Amazo.
Yeah.
Because it has all the powers of the Justice League.
Yeah.
This is almost like a mini two-story arc inside the story. Because in the meantime, Red Hood is also like taking out shipments of Black Mask. So like we end the third issue with him stealing a truckload of kryptonite.
Yeah. Not
All
just green.
Colors
Yeah,
too.
not
That's
just
my
green.
favorite part. That was different colors of kryptonite.
Yeah.
Like there was pretty sure yellow, red, definitely pink.
I didn't see black. Black I didn't see.
Black. But pink is my favorite because it just makes Superman gay.
Is that what it does?
Yeah.
I don't know if it affects his powers at all, but it just makes him gay.
I like
It's the
red-
funniest thing.
I like red kryptonite because it reminds me of Smallville.
Red kryptonite makes him go crazy, right?
Yeah, it just makes him like a douchebag essentially.
I forget what blue kryptonite did.
Yeah. Black kryptonite, I know.
There was rainbow kryptonite at one point. They were really crazy with it in like the 50s and 60s. Then Batman 6, like the first half of this is just all investigative. Like it's all setting the stage of the characters. So Batman 638, we're going through, and once again, it picks up essentially where it ends with the truckload of kryptonite. Mr. Freeze is tasked with trying to stop Red Hood, easily beaten.
Yeah.
And then Batman gets into the scuffle too, and that's where Nightwing and Batman are chasing Red Hood. And if they play that part in the movie where like they're trying to shoot the bat line on his leg and he quickly snipes
Before it even goes taut.
Yeah, it's like that can't be trained.
It's either got high training or luck.
Yeah, more basically luck.
And the big deviation, like I said, we'll talk more about the movie briefly at the end of the podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
But one of the big deviations from the book and movie is that the end of 863, dyslexia. Yeah, it's 683. I can't. No, this is like 6:35. 6:38. 6:38.
He confronts the Joker, right?
Yeah, he confronts the Joker and hits him with a crowbar. In the movie, Mr. Freeze is not in the movie at all.
Yeah.
It's Black Mask who hires the Joker to go after Red Hood.
Okay.
And that's not until like the third act of the movie.
Yeah.
But I was kind of surprised to see Joker play a big part already. And then because Bruce Wayne, Batman, knows that only a select amount of people can pull that kind of move off, cutting the bat line like that.
Yeah.
And he's had the... Thanks. Yeah, I know there's updates. So, so that was the part one of Family Reunion where Bruce starts to have his wonders of like what's going on. Like, could this be Jason Todd?
Yeah, like he can analyze like this fighting style looks like really familiar.
And plus, he's had the experience from Hush where like it was already implanted.
Yeah.
And the whole basis for this story was Judd Winick thought they had something with money here. And he's like, let's run with it.
Yeah.
So that's why he brought him back. And he's like, I thought we had a good idea here, and we kind of left it open. So he's like, I want to answer the question. That's what he said in the.
What actually happened?
Yeah, what actually happened?
Yeah, and he talked about that in the special features in the movie. Obviously, the explanation for how he got brought back was the Superboy Prime Punch.
Multiverse punch.
But he came back and wrote a miniseries called Red Hood Lost Days.
Yeah, that's what I know.
That explained like, okay,
What
yes, that did happen, but
But,
like
there's a little
Ra's al Ghul's also like
A
kind
huge
of
part of
rescued
it.
him and like threw him in a Lazarus pit and stuff
Right.
to like.
Oh no, didn't I thought
It was Talia.
Yeah, Talia threw him.
They were gonna try to.
In the movie, they made it Ra's al Ghul.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because you're trying to use him as leverage for Batman.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
They couldn't figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
And then Talia threw him in the Lazarus pit.
And like she gets like starts this weird like kind of relationship with Jason. It's really weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Because like when they found Jason, he was just like he was mindless basically.
He had wandered mindlessly 12 miles away from
Yeah,
his
like
gravesite.
it's saying like he didn't really die in the bomb explosion. He like barely survived.
Yeah.
And then we meet going on
Onyx.
Who-
I've never heard of this character
I've never
before.
heard of this character
Like, ever.
But apparently she's the only cape that Batman will allow in his city. That's not directly related to
I didn't even do research after reading this for some reason. I was just like, oh, okay,
Huntress
she's there.
really must have pissed Bruce off.
Probably.
Because for not even allowed.
Because Onyx is the last cape that he allows. Like,
Yeah.
Technically, he wouldn't be allowing. I don't believe he'd be allowing Batwoman at this point either. So.
I don't think so. No.
But yeah, Huntress and Batwoman still better options than Onyx. So he has her implanted in the field, also tracking Black Mask, and she ends up mistakenly taking out informants that Batman had placed there.
Yeah.
And like the whole basis of that issue is that she meets Red Hood
in the funniest way possible too.
Yeah. But Bruce is on a crusade talking to
anyone who's
characters. Anyone who's decided to come back. He goes and talks to Green Arrow.
Your boy.
Who Green Arrow would later, Judd Winick would later go to have a run on Green Arrow. I think he might have been writing Batman and Green Arrow, but at the same time, I can't remember when he started writing Green Arrow. But he hopped on after Brad Meltzer's Archer's Quest when they brought Green Arrow back. It was It was Kevin Smith for about 12 issues, and then Brad Meltzer, who jump-started 2006 Justice League relaunch. He wrote Archer's Quest, and that was a 6-issue arc, and then Judd Winick came onto the book, and he was on it for a while.
And when Green Arrow died, that's when Connor Hawke took his mantle, right?
Connor Hawke came in a little bit later, but yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't just snap like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so Bruce is meeting with Superman, and Onyx is getting to know Red Hood a little bit because they're sitting in on once again another crime boss meeting.
Gotcha.
How'd you feel about the Batman Superman? I like this.
It was cool.
Interactions with Batman and Superman always end up pretty well for me.
Yeah.
I like them.
I always like when we get to see the world's finest team up.
Yeah, of course.
I felt like this issue where it's just the literally just more setup.
Yeah.
The Onyx parts really aren't that interesting. I
actually kind of enjoyed the Onyx Red Hood interaction.
I thought the interactions were good.
The interactions were good. Yeah,
the interactions were nice.
It was still at the end of the day, it was a character that I'm not familiar with and have never seen again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like their fight at the end where he sticks her to the
shoulder.
crate.
Literally like they were fighting and he just sticked a knife in her without her even noticing.
Yeah.
Didn't know
What
if it was
the
the
hell?
speed or the sharpness of the
Very
blade.
brutal.
Like, wow.
But we get to Chapter 7, Face to Face, which is in Batman 641, the last issue before the break, and Bruce is starting to piece it together.
Yeah.
So he goes, because he knows Onyx is endangered, he goes and fights Red Hood, and that's where we get the flashback to where we were at the beginning of the first issue with the fight, and it is revealed that both of their masks comes off, this is awkward. Like, there's no one on the streets in Gotham at this point. It's like in the middle of the night.
It's middle of the night.
But like Bruce's mask is like ripped right off. It's also this is kind of like one of the things in Batman where it's always weird how the artist tries to show how the costume works, because if we've all seen Batman Returns. You were watching it this week.
I was actually, yeah.
Remember in Batman Returns how Michael Keaton has to peel the cowl
all of it off?
off?
Yeah.
That's how it comes off in this book. And most other times it kind of just like you can just slide it off.
You slide it off, yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Like it's something like they draw like the collar, which I never until the mask comes off, I never realized how awkwardly it's positioned.
Yeah.
Because like the back neck collar is still
the
on.
back collar is still on.
Like, it's not something I just don't realize until it actually comes off.
In the early Batman movie costumes, the actor inside couldn't move his neck.
Right.
Yeah. Bat turns.
Bat turns. It wasn't until Dark Knight where an actor could move his neck in the Batman costume.
Yeah.
But it is revealed that it isn't. This person claims he's Jason. We know it is Jason, but he gives Bruce like DNA to even match and prove it.
He just cuts the back of his head with a batarang.
Because Bruce
needs blood.
Because Bruce did readings in the coffin and found that there was never anyone inside in the first place.
Which I
was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, well, that makes no sense.
That makes no sense.
Until the very last issue, I didn't
understand. Yeah, that's when they explain it.
Yeah.
Because what is it? The very last issue, the two guys found that Jason got out of the coffin
from the inside.
So they just replaced the coffin. Right. They didn't tell anyone. So I'm like, okay, this makes more sense now. I didn't understand that before.
So in this fight, Jason takes his Red Hood helmet off, and he has a domino mask on under it. It's the same thing in the movie too.
Yeah, I remember.
Why does he have a domino mask on under another mask?
I don't know.
To hide his identity.
His identity, I guess.
What?
But like,
all the people that take off his mask.
I mean.
And then he throws the Red Hood like motor. It's like a motorcycle mask thing, and it explodes.
Yeah. He just puts bombs in his helmet.
He
did this another time later in the issue.
He's gonna go off on his own terms.
And I liked the discussion with the end, and I think this is how they planted the discussion. I think this discussion here at the end of this arc is what's taken at the end of the movie, where it's Alfred Slade. He's like, so he's like, do you want me to take the costume down? And I like how Bruce was like, no, it doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the first story. And then we get to Batman 645, where Jock is now doing covers.
I love Jock.
Jock, great artist.
One of my favorite artists.
He drew all of Black Mirror with Scott Snyder. That was a little bit down the line. That was when Dick was Batman.
He did All-Star Batman.
Did he do an arc in All-Star Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did like the first arc of All-Star Batman.
No, John Romita Jr. did the first arc.
Oh no, but then he just did the covers.
Oh, did he? I think he did the second arc though.
Yeah.
So we get to 645, and we pick up the story because, like I said, there's an issue breaks here because of War Crimes, which was Bill Willingham's very brief run on Batman. His Bill Willingham of Fables fame.
Is that like based off? Is that Wolf Among Us, right?
Yep.
I love that game.
Yep. The Wolf Among Us is the prequel to Fables.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But that was a Vertigo series by him that ran for over 100 issues.
Oh, it was impressive.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
once you get 100, that's.
Yeah, it was. It's a very long book. If you want to read all of it, have fun tracking it down.
I probably will.
But this was a little odd. We open with them raising the grave, and this is where Bruce figures out that no one was inside it.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes him a while, but
it takes him a while, like multiple nights, and
was it like 70-something hours, almost? That Alfred said?
Yeah, it's
like close to 3 days without sleep.
It gets to that comical level like in Hush where like he hadn't slept and this like he just doesn't sleep. It's just like this is comical.
It's funny.
But as Bruce is working on it, memories are swirling in his mind. It's the first when he met Jason in the post-crisis origin of Jason Todd, which was Batman parked the new Batmobile in an alley in Crime Alley, and to come back and find that
2 wheels missing.
Because
he just walks up
punk kid is robbing wheels off the Batmobile.
Like,
I like this origin.
Yeah, literally,
This is a
like,
great origin.
I can just imagine this, like,
Batman comes back in the middle of him going back for the last 2 wheels.
like literally, like, I just, like, can imagine just Batman just seeing this kid just taking his tires, and he's like, you little shit, how the fuck did you just, like...
Because it's clearly not a normal car. It's clearly, like, some kind of, like, Batmobile.
But they explained how he was able to take him, though. Like,
yeah, I did like that because, like, it was the first time he put the car and they weren't...
The hubcaps
the hubcaps weren't fully, like, sealed.
But which is nice that, like, went a little above and beyond to explain it. Like, they didn't need to, but I like that.
I mean, it added some context, which I liked.
Which, if you want to read the post-crisis origin of Jason Todd, DC recently put out the Batman Second Chances trade paperback, which is the beginning of that.
Okay.
And I was able to pick that up on the trip.
Oh, okay.
On the Harrisburg trip.
How much did you get for it?
It was like $7.
Oh wow, solid price.
Yeah, I've been looking at that for a while, so it was nice to get. Also, we get to see Doug Monk draw the old '70s Batman costume with the yellow oval and the blue and gray, and the trunks. Honestly, this is my preferred Batman costume. I have a soft spot for the classic Neil Adams look.
Okay, that's fair.
Did you guys read Batman 44 this week? That came out by Tom King, Joel Jones,
I've only been reading the Tom King trade so far.
Okay, the issue 44 is a flashback, so we get to see
like just an Adams costume.
Yeah, we got to see costume from every era.
Okay,
and they did the one. They actually did my favorite costume, which was the black cow and cape with the gray costume and the yellow oval and the black trunks.
Okay,
wow. So that was almost like the animated series costume.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But the animated series costume had the blue highlights.
Yeah.
But no, it was welcome to see that costume again.
I don't really think I have a favorite Batman costume, to be honest.
I mean, my favorite Batman costume is the Batman Incorporated costume.
Oh yeah, with the glowing oval.
With the glowing
that
oval.
costume's really cool.
Because that was the first time we brought the oval back in so long, and then New 52 happened, and we got rid of it. I was like, oh, we just brought it back. Can we have it for a little bit?
I mean, I did like Jim Lee's Batman.
I like Jim Lee's redesign.
Yeah, that one was.
It was a solid redesign, but like I think every 10 years or so, it's
nice to see.
It's nice to see an update look, because I think Batman, like any other hero, is always it's a book artists like to draw, and they always like to make their stamp on it. Like Greg Capullo did at the end of Snyder's run, where you have the costume that seems that only a certain handful of people can draw, because the problem with, I think this is off on a tangent here, but I won't cut it out. I like the costume that Capullo drew.
Like right at the end of Snyder's.
I didn't like it when I first saw it. Okay. The yellow highlights around the.
Oh yeah, around the.
It grew on me.
Okay.
But the inside of the cape is supposed to be purple.
Right.
It's black on the outside, purple on the inside.
Yeah.
And then when Jim Lee drew it for the previews.
He made it black, didn't he?
No, he made it blue. He made the outside costume, cowl and cape blue, and gloves blue. And then some people were drawing it that way on the front cover. Like David Finch drew with the blue on the front cover. And then it seems like only Capullo and I'm blanking. Clayman draws it the right way.
Okay.
And
Romita Jr. does it the right way, I think.
No, he was drawing the blue.
Did he?
Yeah, he was drawing the blue. An All-Star Batman. And who drew Adam Suicide? Look it up real quick.
Okay.
Because if I can't remember that artist's name, I'm going to kick myself because I love it. I love them. It was because he drew parts of Batman 44. Mikhail Janin.
Okay.
Yeah, Mikhail Janin draws it right too.
Okay.
It's just very weird to see a costume that was kind of created and mandated be like jumbled so fastly.
Okay.
But no, it's just I like seeing the different costumes, and then also moving on like with the memories of Jason, like how he grew older and he got more intense and more violent in his ways. Kept like breaking a guy's clavicle.
Yeah.
And then I think later on in this issue did they show the moment where he famously dropped the guy?
I don't think so, no.
That was later. Yeah, he broke the guy's collarbone in this one.
He drops the guy off, like,
kills him, right?
Well, it's implied that like he fell off, but like Jason didn't save him.
Yeah.
That was an old issue of Batman that happened right before Death in the Family.
Yeah, that I remember.
So they were teasing it before then. But yeah, that issue ends with Bruce figuring out that no one had been in the coffin. So we go to Batman 646.
I think the start of this issue is my favorite because I really like these two guys. I think they're really funny.
Yeah.
They talk about how they're running a drug trade and He's like, one of them thinks it's a small drug trade, but it's an entire goddamn thing.
Yeah, it's an entire thing.
It's a yacht in like a duck pond. One of the guys describes it, which is fucking hilarious.
Which this is issue with a guest penciler and Shane Davis.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Shane Davis. I've been a big Shane Davis fan. I don't think Vince is the biggest Shane Davis fan. I think he's whatever with him.
What else has he done?
drew Superman Earth 1. I thought.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, I liked his pencils a lot in Superman Earth 1.
Okay,
So I like Shane Davis art. Mm-hmm. And this is the issue where Black Mask just goes crazy.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want him dead.
Fucking kill him.
What does he say? Like he's like, this is getting ridiculous. You can't kill one guy. And this is I want his head on a pike in my office kind of dead. And he's talking to his advisor, and he's like, oh, by the way, he's out on a roof with a rocket launcher.
And he's and he's just like, oh shit.
Yeah, and he's just like, of course he is.
Yeah.
So and then it's revealed that Black Mask has hired another mercenary to try to go after him, and it was revealed as
Deathstroke the Terminator.
Deathstroke the Terminator.
I thought Deathstroke showed up and offered him membership to society, didn't he?
Oh,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Didn't hire him.
Oh, that's right. I thought he hired him.
No. Deathstroke showed up, offered him membership to society.
Yeah.
And then he said certain benefits come with this.
Yeah.
And he sent definitely Cheetah, but it was like an actual cheetah person.
Yeah.
There was a Captain Nazi or something.
Captain Nazi and Hyena.
No. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was Hyena
not Cheetah.
and
Captain Nazi, and then there was the third guy.
And I love this Deathstroke costume so much. It's a classic one.
The classic Deathstroke costume.
So good.
Yeah.
Do they have that one now? I think they have that one now.
It's a slightly modified version of it.
They went back to.
Yeah, sign ups to be in the society. It's like, I'll give you some villains. Captain Nazi and a Hyena.
I thought it was the funniest thing ever because I forgot that Captain Nazi was a Captain Marvel villain.
And then Count Vertigo.
Yeah, Count Vertigo shows up.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know of Count Vertigo.
But just the Captain Nazi is
it's hilarious.
Captain Nazi, I believe, is a Captain Marvel villain.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's a Shazam villain.
Well,
yeah, toe to toe with Captain Marvel.
But Batman and Red Hood easily dispatch these villains.
Because the fact that he's blind but he needs the goggles in order to see, which is hilarious. And
we should have if only Billy was here tonight, we could have him briefly talk about Captain Nazi. Yeah. But we get to Chapter 11, which is the penultimate issue here. Mm-hmm. Demoan, you want to talk about Chapter 11?
Chapter 11. Where is this? Okay.
A beautiful cover by Jock, I want to say.
Is this where they start going back into Bruce's past, he collected books and everything?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the only people who knew he collected books was everyone Robin's.
Yeah, very close people
to
Bruce Wayne.
That's how he knew this is actually Jason because I sent him the two old books to add to the pile.
And it's also where Batman figures out that he has the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the book is a reference to the Joker.
Yeah, and also prior, he beat the shit out of Jason beat the shit out of Joker with a crowbar, just like how he did to him. Pretty brutal.
Black Mask turns on any of his remaining lieutenants.
Yeah, and then he goes after Red Hood himself, and he messes Jason up pretty good.
Yeah,
he's able to stab him with the knife.
No, he was trying to make the deal with Jason at first.
Yeah,
but Jason crossed him.
Yeah, Jason's like, "Fuck you, bro. I don't make deals."
Which it was revealed that I don't think he ever really wanted to begin business with him in the first place. He was just going to take him out from the inside out.
Basically, yeah.
And then
he started doing something like that in Under the Red Hood, the recent Rebirth run. He started out like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did. Okay. I'm almost positive.
You're the only one that read Rebirth, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Under the Red Hood Rebirth is great.
What's Red Hood and the Outlaws?
Oh, Red Hood and the Outlaws, you mean? Okay.
I
was like, Under the Red Hood Rebirth. They did the story again for Rebirth?
I'm spacing, but no.
The story you remember, again!
he at least made a deal with Black Mask. I can tell you that for a fact.
And I like
he's actually working with him.
I have to start reading that.
Eric Battle does the last issue.
Okay.
Which... 649. This is 649. This is the penultimate issue.
Yeah.
It was it's ended with Jason getting stabbed, and Bruce is like, I gotta save him again. It's like I won't let him die this time. But it's revealed.
It's not really Jason.
It's not.
It's some dude that he hired.
Some dude that he hired. Jason's safely back at his warehouse.
With a knife to the Joker's neck.
Yeah, with a knife to the Joker's neck, and he has him chained up and a bomb. And so Batman has to go and stop them, which is where we have the big showdown.
Well, I like my favorite scene with Jason and the Joker is when Jason gets the Joker to stop laughing, and he's like, I can't believe I just wiped the smile off the Joker's face, and he starts laughing hysterically. You see Joker with a frown on his face. That was really funny.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that was wonderful.
That was great.
Anytime someone gets the Joker to stop laughing, it's just
He's like, shit.
the most wild thing ever.
And then we end with them meeting in the street after a small scuffle. So he hits
the fucked up part.
Yeah, he hits Bloodhaven with a living bomb thing.
Is that like an actual?
Oh no, he hits him with Chemo.
Oh, that's Chemo.
Yeah, it's Chemo.
Okay, I'm not familiar with Chemo, so I literally thought his name was the Living Bomb.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, Chemo is a living bomb.
Yeah.
Okay. So he hits Bloodhaven with that.
So is Chemo dead?
How does Chemo come back after?
Does he die?
Like, how does that work?
I think he can come back.
Okay.
It's the first, like, Chemo's like a weird villain.
Okay.
He was one of the Build-A-Figures in the DC Universe Classics line, though.
All right. Who is he? Is he like a Justice League villain?
He's like a Justice League villain.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Might be like an Outsiders villain, too. Like, Winick has also written Outsiders. I think that's where the Society stuff comes from.
Okay,
might have been from that, too. Don't quote me on that. I might not be right.
I just started reading Outsiders.
And then we get to Chapter 13, where Eric Battle's still on the art. Which, how'd you feel about Eric Battle's pencils? It's very obvious he's the fill-in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still good.
It's still really good, yeah.
I like
it's still fine.
I like the ones that came before better.
It's just, I really wish we had Doug Mankey back on the book.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially for like that really tense moment, like which is almost shot for shot from the movie that they do in the movie, where it's like it's him or me.
Yeah.
Like he's like I can forgive you for like not bringing anyone else in, but like the fact that you leave Joker live, just shows that your system's broken.
Yeah.
And he's kind of right.
The Joker kills, gets put in prison, gets out, kills again.
Yeah, that's how he does it.
But I did like how Batman said, like, he's like, I don't do it because if
I kill him, it's too easy.
Yeah, it's like he fully believes in his system. And really, like, and we show the bomb goes off, but like Joker gets freed. He's like, no one's dying tonight. He's like, I get what I want. It's like everyone's dying, and then it explodes, and then it's.
Then he gives him the ultimatum.
Yeah, he gives him
the Joker or save me.
Yeah.
He tries to kill himself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think during this.
But Jason gets knocked out, and then Joker.
Batman does something, right? What
I'm looking at it right now.
Batarang?
He throws a batarang at the gun.
Yeah,
and it bounces off the wall, right?
But it hits Jason in the shoulder.
Yeah.
In the movie, he throws it and it hits the gun and it explodes the gun.
Oh,
but it still takes Jason out.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And then Joker, he just starts laughing, and he's like, he grabs the gun, and then the bomb goes off.
Yeah.
And then it's revealed, like, did he get away or not?
Yeah.
In the movie, if you remember in the movie, he directly grabs Jason and saves him in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Like, I thought that was a better touch. Yeah,
I
went back and watched some of the clips from the movie.
Like, my favorite line in that entire scene where he has Joker, like, held at gunpoint, and he's like, I don't know why you didn't kill him because he took me away from you. Yeah. And I was like, wow. That was like the deepest thing.
I liked the line about I thought John DiMaggio's Joker was really good. I liked he's like, ooh, it's a family reunion. Let's get one of you, me, and then let's get one with the crowbar.
Oh, John DiMaggio played Joker.
Yeah. I like the crowbar line that I loved was not in this. Not that I remember.
No, it was not.
And then in the back we have Batman Annual 25, which is the story of how Jason got to be where he was.
Yeah.
And really a deeper dive of this was Red Hood and Lost Days.
Yeah.
Right.
We kind of explained a little bit of this, like the Superman punch is what brought him back.
Multiverse punch. He digs his way out of his grave after he's buried.
Yep.
And he walks 12 miles away from his gravesite.
Yeah.
And they put the search out for 10 miles, which is just 2 more miles they would have found.
What was weird that I was trying to, like, kind of getting hard to follow was that, like, because of, like, the multiverse punch, like, set everything how it was supposed to be. I guess that's what was the explainer. Like he was supposed to live.
Superboy Prime wanted it to be.
Okay, because
I haven't read Infinite Crisis yet. I think because in that moment, it's revealed like a bunch of stuff is hitting Superboy Prime in different ways.
Yeah.
And he goes crazy.
Yeah.
And he starts just killing people.
Because
it's weird.
Because in this book, it says that like Jason was actually supposed to live, but somehow it didn't work out that way. So then when he punched the multiverse, he reset it to how it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And instead of like reviving him back to normal, revived him with the injuries he was supposed to have.
Yeah, which is why he's like walking around like brain dead.
Yeah.
which like we'll get on a small tangent here. What's really funny is the edition of Death in the Family I had for a very, very long time had a quote from Dennis O'Neil in the back of it. Dennis O'Neil, who famously wrote Batman for a very long time in the 70s, late 60s and 70s, and then became the editor of Batman for a very long time, was because we all know the story of how Jason died, right?
Yeah.
It was the phone call. It was like the fans voted.
Yeah.
And they very narrowly, the fans voted him to die.
I thought it was unanimous.
No, it was very close. It was close. Okay. It came down to a small number of votes. And after that decision, Dennis O'Neil always said, like, I thought it would be a real cheap move if we brought him back. And that was placed on the back of that book for a very long time. And I was like, I always looked at it and laughed. I was like, that's funny. Because lo and behold, we get to 2005, and then Jason
That's
Todd's
where he
back.
is.
Yeah, he's back, and now he has his own monthly series with his own team. I think but yeah, like, it shows him also being partially responsible for the setup of Hush.
Yeah.
But like I said, this is all stuff that's more explained more deeply in Red Hood Lost Days, which I really liked. It explained the exact moment in which Jason
switched with Clayface.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. Which
was,
it revealed that Jason was actually in the fight with Clayface in Hush.
Yeah, with Batman.
And then they switched with Clayface
I think. Like Jason did a flip, and that's when he came back in.
Yeah.
It's not the best. It's not a clear retcon, but it works. It works enough that I'm like, all right, I buy it.
It's believable.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And then their first encounter, they put the fight from Hush in the back.
Yeah.
Which, since we already read Hush, we didn't really have to look at this more. But kind of full thoughts on the story. How did we feel about Under the Red Hood? I liked it. I don't think it ran very long. I thought it was... I think it would be better if we didn't have that break. But it's almost like two stories in one, so I can see why there used to be a Volume 1 and a Volume 2.
Yeah.
But nice having it. I have the newer collection where it's all in one book. I like the story. I think it works. I definitely think Jason Todd should have stayed more of a villain.
No,
I don't really like this whole anti-hero thing that he does.
I mean,
he's running around with Batman, which I'm fine with the anti-hero thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he should be running around with Batman.
No, I like it. Especially
his own thing.
Well, they do this cheap thing where he's still using guns, but he's using rubber
bullets instead.
It's
I'd rather him kill people.
Don't toe the line, because if we talk about other instances of stories where Jason shows up, like he shows up in Morrison's Batman and Robin run, and he's like super vicious and brutal there.
Is that where he wears like the huge pill?
Yeah, like the
has like the red skull.
Yeah, I like that.
I have issues of that actually.
Yeah, I have that all run in issues. I like that costume. And he gets his own Scarlet, which no one has used since.
Yeah.
And then he's really vicious in Batman Battle for the COWL. It's very weird. Like we took and then the way Morrison used him is he used him as Batman's undercover secret agent in Batman Incorporated. I like that as like his kind of redemption.
Yeah.
And then it was like implied that he went off and did his own thing. It's just New 52 kind of screwed Jason a lot, because it was either he was going to have a more gradual sense turn to like more being an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Or he was going to stay a villain.
Right.
Yeah. And like he just rapidly, he's just this weird anti-hero that we don't want to fully pull the trigger on.
He has villain tendencies. Like just choose one or the other.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even like him going around using the Batman symbol. I really don't like it.
No, it's.
I've gotten used to it, to be honest.
Actually,
because they've used it so much.
In Rebirth, they had a moment where like him and Bruce get like burgers and like they go talk. Like I don't even like that. Like,
really?
I think Bruce is fine like extending the invitation that he's able to stay there, but like I think he should have to earn the symbol back.
I mean, for me, when it comes to Red Hood, because like I mostly was familiar with Red Hood from the New 52 at the time. So like I read some of like Red Hood and the Outlaws with Arsenal and Starfire, which was really weird, mostly because of Starfire. But like I like how Jason just goes out and does his own thing and has his own team, and like when Batman needs him for like certain events, he comes in and helps out.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I could see what you mean by like why he's like.
And then when we get to, like I said, in Morrison's Batman and Robin, they really did and in Battle for the COWL, they really did a good job of painting him as a really good like villain for Dick Grayson. So it's almost like I kind of wanted to be a Dick Grayson villain, because like they have like the Robin rivalry thing going.
Yeah.
More so than Bruce.
Yeah.
Because like it's not like, or anytime he fights Bruce is always going to beat him.
Yeah,
of course.
I think it's just a better matchup with Dick.
No, yeah.
Because I think Jason's tactics are a little bit smarter than Dick Grayson's.
Right.
But
didn't Dick and Jason have a good relationship? Like
I think they did.
they did,
They had a
right?
fine relationship. But
Yeah.
like, there's always that rivalry of two Robins.
Yeah.
So it's like, but obviously friendly.
So it's basically like a brother fighting a brother, which I think is pretty
it's
cool.
Jason and Tim and Dick were not that really
Tim
hot
and
on the
Dick.
start.
Yeah,
then
But
I
they
know-
really became
eventually,
friends.
yeah.
I know
Damien and Tim
Jason,
hate each other.
Jason and
Damien and Tim hate each
That's my
other
favorite
because
thing about
Damien tried to
Bat
kill
Family.
Tim.
Yeah,
It's the funniest thing.
It's
I
so
love
funny.
that they hate each other.
because like literally the
He
first.
treats him like shit.
Yeah,
I know,
Because
it's
like
true.
the way like in Son of Batman, like the way they first made is like, because like while Damien's raised, he has to kill like the higher up to gain their spot, and it's like I need to kill you to get your position. Sorry, and just it was funny.
It's the two Robins that kill each other just don't like each other.
Yeah.
Well, that's when Tim Drake was kind of stifled a lot too.
Right, yeah.
Before that, well, I was fine with him being Red Robin, but
I mean,
New
I don't
52
like the name Red
happened.
Robin.
Yeah, that's,
I think it's fine because I always liked that suit from Kingdom Come.
I love
I
the
thought-
suit.
Yeah, that suit's dope, but
I
like
love the suit, but like it
you
just
should
feels-
get a better name.
When you
I
say
keep thinking
Red
of the Burger
Robin, it
Place.
just feels lateral.
Yeah,
I keep thinking of the Burger Place literally every single time I hear Red Robin.
Yeah.
It's
I think it
That's
was
also
cool.
true.
Like I liked him going on. I was because I read the first couple issues of that book. Those trades are super hard to find out. I regret not reading all of it in issues. But like when Bruce was dead, he was the sole person that believed Bruce was still alive, and he was the one that was tracking down trying to find him.
yeah,
Like I thought that was a really fun era for Tim Drake.
it's my favorite actually.
But then New 52 happened and it ruined
God.
it. And like they even said he wasn't even a Robin.
Yeah.
Like that's bullshit.
He was like an oracle for like the Titans and whatnot, and
Yeah.
just like
Tim Drake was Robin from like 89 to 2000,
Yeah.
2012.
he was the first Robin to get his own solo series and
Yeah.
have it last a very long time.
Well, Dick Grayson had a Robin solo series
Did he?
in the 40s.
But it didn't last as long as
It,
Tim's.
I don't think it lasted as long. Tim's lasted a really long time. And like multiple miniseries. That was a good book.
I have to read all of it. I have to start reading all of it.
DC has recollected it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the volume's coming
He's
out
my
now.
favorite Robin. I love Tim Drake.
Yeah, so if you love Tim Drake, get those books. And Chuck Dixon was kind of the head Batman guy.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I think we enjoyed Batman Under the Red Hood a lot.
Yeah.
So badass,
for
dude.
We want to briefly talk on the movie. I thought it's the second best DC animated movie they put out.
That's what
when they started
everyone
doing
says.
this.
Yeah.
I think the best one they ever did was New Frontier.
Oh yeah, I love
Because
New
they
Frontier.
had Darwin Cook directly work with them on it, and they were able to animate in Darwin Cook's style.
Yeah.
Doug Mankey's style, they tried to do in animation. It worked all right,
Yeah.
but I think the movie works a lot because we had a really good actors.
Yeah.
That was back when I really like Bruce Greenwood's Batman.
I love NPH's Nightwing.
Yeah, well, for the 5 minutes he's in the movie.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Plus, I think the movie is, and I think even Judd Winick might have admitted this. Like, I think the movie's better than the book because they brought in Judd Winick to write the movie, and he was able to improve on the faults that the book had.
Okay.
Okay.
Because the movie ends with that horrible, like, just like that sting in the heart of like at the end, Bruce just sitting in the computer and he remembers back to Jason's first night as Robin, and he just goes, "This is the best day of my life," and it's just like, it just hits
shit.
you right at the end.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
But no, I really like the movie. I think it's like I said, the second best they ever did, and it really does improve on this story where it doesn't have all the over complications like this one did. Because like there are like arts of this where it's like it's a cat and mouse game. I think for a little bit too long.
Yeah.
You probably could have chopped out maybe 3 issues of this.
Yeah, I would probably say. I
like a couple
said
issues.
two.
Yeah, this book is like the trade is like essentially 13 chapters.
Yeah, it's a 13. It's really 14 issues with the annual in there.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought the art was good except for those fill-ins by Eric Battle. But Doug Mankey, Paul Lee, Shane Davis, fine artists on this book. We really like Shane Davis. We really like Doug Mankey. Judd Winick, I thought was a solid Batman writer for a number of years. He's gone off and does other things now. I think he has a children's book series that he writes with his family.
All right.
He kind of got, once again, I think he got really a bad rap in New 52, where he was given Catwoman and Batwing. He was kind of forced out
Oh,
of
really?
Batman offices.
Oh, that sucks.
I always thought he was a really good Batman writer. He wrote Outsiders. He wrote Green Arrow. I think he wrote Teen Titans for a little bit.
Okay.
No, I thought Judd Winick was a good writer for a very long time. He was a very good writer. Kind of wish he'd come back eventually and write something else. But no, this was a fun era. This is a fun story.
Yeah,
I loved
the
it.
story.
Any closing thoughts from you guys?
I really don't.
You kind of summed it up, right?
Yeah,
I summed it
essentially.
up. I have nothing to add.
Well, I think this book made me like Red Hood a lot more.
I've liked Red Hood more. Jason more as Red Hood than he was as Robin.
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah.
But like,
And I think there's now more at that point where you have more material of him as Red Hood than as Robin.
Yeah.
At least as far as things collected goes. I think if you want to read Eras of Batman where he's Robin, there's the Second Chances trade that came out. He's Robin in the Cult. For The Man Who Has Everything, the Superman story by Alan Moore, he's Robin in that.
Okay.
And the Norm Brayfogle collection that was put out for like the Legends of the Dark Knight series, Jason's Robin during that time.
All right.
But I think the best story with Jason was that arc in Batman and Robin, where he does kind of the twisted Batman thing with Scarlet.
Yeah.
I really thought that was his peak, but I think the more you use Jason, the more diluted he gets. I really think he's one of those characters that really should come back every now and then. If you want to have him be the anti-hero, it's fine, but I think he works better like away from the Bat family than involved.
Like someone they accept, but like he doesn't really work.
Yeah,
they only call him when they need him.
When it's really big stories.
Yeah.
Because he is kind of he's red-headed anyway because Bruce made him dye his hair black, but he is the red-headed stepchild of the Bat family.
Yeah.
Overall, I think we liked it. Demoan, you have the pick for the next episode.
And our pick will be Heart of Hush.
Batman. Batman Heart of Hush by Paul Dini of animated series and the Arkham games fame, and drawn by Dustin Nguyen.
Yeah, Nguyen.
Who is a artist. I'm a big fan of Dustin.
I love his art.
It's really good art. He would go on to draw Streets of Gotham and some Detective Comics issues. So I look very forward to this. This is I'd say the best Hush story. So we'll be revisiting Tommy Elliott again next time on the COWL CAST. So, Demoan, you always say something to us when we leave. You want to say something to the audience?
We are signing off.
And
get home safe.
Get home safe.
Go.
Yep.